I've been cheated by you since I don't know when. Yuck, cheating in a relationship. I'm here every day for 4 reasons. I'd love people to be healthy, fit and strong, have a career or business that they love. I'd love people to be financially free and be in a great relationship. What do you do if your relationship comes to the point where somebody in that relationship has cheated or is going to cheat, wants to cheat? Very controversial topic, very ugly if you've been through it. How do you deal with it? How do you handle it? And this is going to be a very confrontational question. Is it possible that if you're in a relationship and somebody cheats, that it is my fault? Whoa. I'll reverse that. No great relationship has ever ended in somebody cheating. So there was something challenging about the relationship before somebody cheated. And I'll give you a really interesting side note to that. I think the most honest thing that you could do in any personal relationship is, if you don't want to be in that relationship anymore, or if you are thinking about cheating, being with somebody else, wouldn't it be the right thing to do and the honest thing to do to say to your current partner, I'm thinking about cheating on you, so obviously this relationship is over. So before I go and cheat, I don't want to cheat, I want to go into this relationship, I'm sharing with you that this relationship that we've got isn't working. Whoa. As I shared, a very controversial and very hurtful topic if you've ever been through it. But I stand here I've been married twice and engaged once. So 3 major relationships in my life. And I always joke about this, or my mother used to joke about it. How come you've been married twice and you've been engaged? What's with these relationships? And I always share with my mother, isn't it awesome that the men that I've had in my life have wanted to marry me, not just have a relationship with me or sleep with me. And I'm sharing that with you because doesn't it all come down to who we are? What other people do is their responsibility. It's up to them how they choose to live their lives. But you and I, we get to choose how we live our lives. And I decided a very long time ago, and that's where this whole process of I think the 4 fundamentals of life came from. At 13 years of age, I decided I was going to have a great life. And for me, a great life is being healthy, fit and strong, having a career or business that you love, being financially free and having great people in your life. And I decided at 13 that I was never going to have disrespectful people in my life, and I was going to be the person that would attract only respectful people into my life. So I knew that I had to work on me first before I could attract other people into my life that I could respect or would respect me. I had to do that first. I had to do the work. So, and I'll use my first marriage as an example. I put everything into that. I put my heart, my soul, my money, my breath every day into that relationship. Now, it turned out in the end that he wasn't for me and I wasn't for him. And that's okay. It finished really well because we both realized that we weren't the right people for each other. And I don't want to get into the controversy of should you get a divorce and is it the right thing to do, etc. I can't change my story. That is just my story. I will share, just as a very gorgeous side note, that he's now happily married with the girlfriend that he had in school that he broke up with to have a relationship with me. And they have 4 beautiful children. He's a very happy man. I just want to share that because sometimes life works out really well. I'm married to the most beautiful man. K-Man he's the love of my life. He's my soulmate. He's a beautiful person, and I'm very, very privileged to have attracted him into my life. But I'm also very aware, because he is strong, disciplined, he's an elite athlete, he's really smart, he's got a great sense of humor. I'm very aware that to attract that kind of person into your life, you have to be that person. If you want to have somebody in your life who's funny, you have to have a sense of humor. If you want to have somebody in your life who's intelligent, you can't be stupid. You have to be learning and studying and training and educating. I'm doing that every single day, and it's not because I want to keep my husband or attract my husband. He was attracted to me because I was that person, and I share this as a very personal story. But people often ask me, Rowie, how can you be married? We've been together now 30 years. We're really happy. We laugh every day. We still hold hands. We still have a gorgeous relationship. We are more in love than we've ever been. How do you make that happen? That only comes from two people who work really hard on themselves, who become very attractive to each other. One of my least favourite things in the world is when people say, oh, that's my other half, he completes me. One and one makes, I rephrase, one and one makes two. Not two halves come together to make a whole. And when you've got two people who are independent, strong, powerful, learning, educating, have a great sense of humour, are healthy, fit and strong, want to add value to the world, when those two people come together, there's a very powerful attraction, of course. So and I always use this as an example, and again, if you've been through this, I can't imagine how horrible this would be. But I'm going to look at this from an outsider's logical common sense point of view. From a cheating point of view, probably the worst thing that could happen is if you find your partner in bed with, sleeping with your best friend. But if you can really have an open mind about that particular scenario, why would you want to be married to somebody that would sleep with your best friend? Obviously, there's something in that relationship that you're not giving your partner that. So it's a good place to look, okay, what do I need to do differently? But I always share this as an interesting side note. I'm going to be the best wife that I know how to be, and I'm constantly learning and growing and educating and training and doing stuff to become a better person. So if K-Man finds somebody to be his wife or be in a relationship with that is better than me, well, good luck to her. And I share that simply because he's an elite athlete and he fights. He's a martial artist. He fights for sport. And he goes to every sporting event fully trained, fully prepared, fully fit, fully strong. And he always shares, if I get beaten, it's because I got beaten by somebody better than me, which is awesome. I didn't lose. I just got, the person who won was better than me. And I'm sharing that as an analogy that if I'm a great person and I'm respectful and kind and I'm healthy and fit and strong and I love my life and I'm passionate and I'm not a nag and I don't do all of those horrible things that relationships break down for, if my partner then finds somebody that he thinks is better than me, well, then I have to accept that I haven't got what he needs. I can fight it, I can be angry about it, I can be bitter and twisted about it, but ultimately, no great relationship has ever ended in divorce, no great relationship has ever ended in somebody cheating. If somebody wants to cheat, it means that they're not getting something in that relationship. They might be a terrible person, and that's what most people say. My husband, my partner, terrible person because they cheated on me. Well, that could be true, but could a great place to start so that you go into your next relationship, if you ever want to have another relationship, fully aware that you might have flaws or challenges or things that you need to sort with yourself. And if that person cheats on you, and this is my really, really interesting thing, and I can never understand this. Somebody cheats on you, they're a cheater. If I keep them in my life, I have to accept that may happen again because they are a cheater. So if they do it again, whose challenge is it? Is it theirs? Because they've proven to be a cheater versus mine because I kept them in my life. So I could all be bitter and twisted. You cheated on me and I took you back and now you've cheated again. Well, surely I have to take some responsibility for that because I knew they were a cheater and I took them back. I did share this was very controversial, and if you've ever been through any of these scenarios, they're awful. But that worst scenario where you find your partner sleeping with or in bed with your best friend, obviously your best friend is not your best friend, because somebody who is truly your friend would never try to sleep with your partner, or even, they wouldn't do it, because great friends don't do that. It doesn't matter, even if they are physically attracted to your partner, they wouldn't go there. Then the second part of that is what's going on in your relationship with your partner that they would want to be sleeping with your best friend. I'm going to leave all of that because it's really ugly and confrontational and horrible to think about. But we do live in a world where 50% of relationships or marriages end in divorce. We live in a world where cheating seems to have become a normal part of a relationship. And it causes a lot of hurt and a lot of damage, particularly to children, of course. Can you get past it? And I think the only way, again, to get past any challenge is to be a tough, strong, powerful person with a strong mind who's mentally tough. And how do you do that? You become physically and mentally healthy and strong so that you can handle any horrible situation. And the next step to that, and this is really tough and really confrontational to handle, but if you bring somebody into your life who is a cheater, if they treat you badly, you've brought them into your life. So we really need to get them out. And I know it's easy for me to say because I don't have any children, and that's usually what people share with me. And I'll just, as a side note again, because I've managed health clubs all over the world, I've had an international fitness business college for a very long time now, since 1989 we've been doing this. I've travelled the world and I've met lots and lots of people, and most people share with me that the biggest challenge in their life, the greatest hurt in their life, is being created by another person, a relationship, whether it's a friendship or a personal relationship. So I wish for everybody to have great relationships, but surely that starts with yourself. And if you really like who you are and you respect yourself and you're learning and growing every day, and I use this quote regularly, I love who I am, but I am excited about who I'm becoming. So I've got a great self-esteem, and I'm becoming a great person every day, a better person every day, because I want to, not because I have to. Could that be a great philosophy to have inside your head? So that you love who you are, that would then be more likely to attract somebody else like that. That just makes sense, doesn't it? But if you don't, who cares? Because if you like who you are and you like being with you, you can go to the movies by yourself. You can travel by yourself. You can live on your own. You can have a great life without anybody else in your life. So then the people or the person that comes into your life, they add value to your life. They are not your life. You don't need them. They just add value to your life. And I wish that for everybody. So for an old lady that's been married twice and engaged, and now I'm in this beautiful relationship with a beautiful person, and I'm so privileged to have attracted him into my life. I want to be the person that is worthy of that attraction, but not for him, for me. And I think that's a beautiful thing to consider. Who are you? What do you stand for? What would you die for? What are your core values? And if you live as that person, is it possible that you'll love and respect yourself, and you're more likely to attract somebody into your life who is loving and respectful? Could that be something to consider? Super duper doo, how are you? Living my life to the max with this guy. This is the day we got married. How awesome. Woohoo!